A female-focused sexual wellness company had their first ad campaign rejected by the MTA for being, well, too sexual. John Shumo has the details. John, what do you got?
Bill is a subway car where children are likely to sit and look around, the most appropriate place to advertise sex toys. That is the question facing the MTA right now after a company named Unbound tried to buy some advertising space. The company commissioned several female artists to develop a stylistic ad campaign to help sell their high end products. The artwork depicts women in various brightly colored scenes. Each image also includes a sex toy. Sometimes it's fairly obvious, sometimes it's more discreet. At first, the MTA said, no, we cannot run these. It cited a rule in its advertising bylaws that prohibits the dissemination of indecent material to minors or a public display of offensive sexual material. But after the company and its customers protested on social media, the MTA changed its tune. It went from a no to a maybe.
I think the thing that's important for us is to ensure that this isn't just a Band-Aid fix on a much larger problem, and that we actually can get policies enacted and change so that future companies don't have to go through this.
Now, in an official statement, MTA spokesman John Weinstein said the MTA has always and will continue to ensure that our policies are applied evenly and fairly. He went on to say we're going to direct our advertising partner to work with the company toward a resolution that is agreeable to all parties and allows these ads to run in the system. Bill, this is not the first time the MTA has to deal with a controversy like this. Many strap hangers were offended by ads for breast augmentation that certainly turned heads a few years ago. And back in 2012, the MTA lost a court battle to stop an ad from running that denigrated Islam. The MTA at the time was concerned that that ad would lead to violence underground. The owner of Unbound says she's simply trying to spread self-love.
All right, thank you, John. Let's bring in the A-plus panel. We'll bring them back. Lisa Durden, pop culture expert, back with us. Allison Young, Republican strategist, with us for the first time. And Wayne Smith, former Democratic mayor of Irvington, New Jersey. Lisa, we'll start with you on this.
Of course.
The first point, though, is different between the conversation about this alleged denigration of Islam, which was political speech, versus something that is sexual. What do you say?
You know, I looked at several of those ads, and they were done very tastefully. I actually had to search long and hard to find the sex toys. And the person had a full bathing suit on. You see more nudity in the cover of Sports Illustrated. Kids would not be able to see those sex toys. It was fine.
Allison, what do you think? Is it a good thing that the MTA is holding to some standard? I mean, anything doesn't go.
It's not just the MTA. So transit agencies across the country have these policies about what is allowable and what's not. And I think, you know, in the case of kids, they're going to find it. The URL on these ads is on the ad, and so the kids are going to find it. And so saying that they're not savvy enough or that kids aren't going to get it. And so what the MTA is doing is saying, you know what, it's not for the kids. We have a decision to make.
Well, in New York City, kids are going back and forth to school on the subway. I mean, it's a great point, I think, that Allison made. But is it, you know, in a society that's so over-sexualized that we have issues of sexual assault against women, violence against women, is this celebration of sex in public positive or negative?
Well, I think in this case, the maybe is they're really trying to see the legal downside of this. So I think there should be some bounds. I think they're a little out of bounds, but I think at the end of the day, we got to protect the interests of our young people.
But Bill, speaking of URLs, the MTA didn't have a problem with them putting ads on there about Viagra, and that company had their URL there too. So come on, it's sexist and it's really discriminatory. Let them put their ads
Lisa,
up there.
should there be no limits on what is sexualized in ads when you know you've got 3rd, 4th, 5th graders standing on the platform waiting for a train?
There should be a limit, but don't just limit women. If you're going to limit them, don't have ads for Viagra and let the URL be there. They can click on the URL and check the ads for Viagra.
All right.